Today's podcast episode is coming directly from a drop that I shared inside of the Vibrant Ear Mastermind with my incredible clients. We were sharing different things around people's opinions and perspectives, and really a lot of fear around being bold on social media and having really big opinions and big perspectives and feeling really big emotions about the things that we're seeing being normalized on social media and how that's actually harming our ideal clients. These things that we're seeing as normal, for example, things like women need to be independent and we need to just do our own thing and we don't need a man, and all of these different thoughts along those trails. And knowing that we get to create the reality we want, we get to see things in a totally different way. This is the conversation that came up about really just creating and building safety in holding our big beliefs and our big opinions and not letting our fear of what other people might say or our fear of pissing other people off turn into us not saying the big, bold, disruptive thing that we know needs to be said. Something that I want to share that's just for everybody in here that has felt so liberating for me recently, something I've known for a long time, like coming into wanting to conceive and starting a family and being pregnant and all the things is, and I mean, even just living the lifestyle that I live. I'm like, I've gotten used to it in a lot of ways, but adding the layer of pregnancy has definitely added a new layer of this, which is, hearing other people's opinions. And I think, everyone is obviously so entitled to having their own opinions. Everyone is able to share their own life experience. Everyone's able to say what they believe, whatever, right? Everyone is able to say what they want. And there's this post that I saw recently, and I've been thinking about this literally for like a year of just like, what do you do in these scenarios? And it's happened a few times throughout the last like 5 months of being pregnant. And I just kind of like don't really respond, where someone says something and I'm just kind of like internally, I'm like, ugh. And I've literally done this for as long as I can remember. When someone says something to me that I don't want to be true about my own life, I literally reject it in my brain. And I'm like, nope, not true. Cancel, Control, Alt, delete, like throw it in the garbage, flush it down the toilet. Nope, not my life, not my reality. But I'm doing all that internally. And I feel like that's worked really, really well for a lot of things. And pregnancy, hormones. There's just like so many added layers with this that whenever I've had a few people say something to me around pregnancy or, oh, just wait until this happens or wait until they're this age or blah, blah, whatever, I do the same thing, but it feels very emotionally charged still of just like, oh, but what if I'm wrong? What if this belief isn't true? What if I'm incorrect? And, the thing that I want to share with you guys that when I saw this the other day, I was like, this is so fucking good. I'm like, maybe I'll turn this into a podcast episode actually and just share it over there. This lady was talking about that she has 4 daughters. They're all pretty close in age. I think like maybe a year apart each, like very, very close in age. And she said that when they were all really little, she would walk through the grocery store and everyone would stare at her and everyone would judge her. And that countless times when she would be at stores, people would be like, oh, just wait until they're older. Like, oh, just wait till they're teenagers. It's going to get so hard. And she said that she started literally saying to people's faces, like, I reject that. Like, I'm raising them to be kind, present young women who are going to be great teenagers. And now they are teenagers. And she said that some old man walked by them in the store the other day and basically did the same thing. And he said, oh, I wish. He goes, I bet you miss when they were kids. I bet you miss when they were babies. And she goes, no, they're fantastic teenagers. They're really fun. They're amazing. They get along, like all these different things. And the 2 pieces of this that I just fell in love with, one is that it's a massive pattern interrupt for the other person who is on the receiving end of that, of like, excuse me? No, you do not get to project your shit onto random people that you don't even know. Not cool, not happening. And number 2, you're speaking your own reality into existence through your words. You're saying, no, number 1, I reject what you're saying, and this is what I'm creating in my own life. This is my experience. This is how I see the world. This is what I believe is possible. And just having that permission slip of like, kind of another piece that I want to bring in here is like, growing up, I always the town that I grew up in, we had a ton of like Mexican families there, and a majority of my friends were all Mexicans. And there's all kinds of different stereotypes and cultural beliefs and all kinds of things that I picked up on when I was really, really young. And I was so confused by it. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, why are there assumptions that people of a certain culture, that they steal, or that they're lazy, or that they're not trustworthy, or blah, 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 whatever? Because all the people that I was friends with of different cultural backgrounds, of different ethnicities, they were all really fucking cool. And I trusted them. And like, I always had a great time with them. And something that I really loved that, again, was really, really clear to me the other day when I was at the gym here in Costa Rica, which just really clarified a lot of my, like, who I was attracted to as a kid growing up, was recognizing that in like Latin American culture, there's so much just like freedom and openness and like taking up big space and being exactly who you are and doing what you want to do and saying what you want to say, and zero like people pleasing or trying to make sure that everybody else is happy, making sure that everybody else is good. And I feel like when I noticed this at the gym, I was just like, oh my God, this is why I was always so attracted to my friends who grew up in different cultures, who were able to just say what they wanted, to move how they wanted, to be how they wanted, to take up space in the way that they wanted, because they weren't constantly being judged and shunned and shamed for it. And that's exactly what this, it feels like a practice. It feels like it does for me as well. It's just being like, no, I reject this shit that you want to put onto me. This is the life that I'm creating. And if that blows your brain and that destroys something in your reality and that makes you hate me, fine. If that makes you contemplate your entire reality, fantastic. Like, whatever this does for you, it doesn't matter to me, because the only thing that matters is I'm not taking on what you're trying to put onto me. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I found it really, really, really helpful. And I think this is something really big that comes with allowing ourselves to be seen online. I don't think I know. This is something that comes with allowing ourselves to be seen online in bigger and more deep ways when we're revealing our truth in more and more and more bold ways. We're gonna piss people off. We're gonna ruffle some feathers. We might lose some friends. We might just completely shift the reality of existence, because we're shattering everything that people believed was true and had to be true in order for them to keep on living the reality that they're living. And the more that we continue to break that, the more that we continue to create the life that we actually want to be experiencing in real time. Unrestrained, completely detached from the strings of society, of feminism, of whatever, government, of politics, of whatever assumptions, of racism, of all the different things that are coming up. Like, it just allows us to completely cut all of that and say, no, that is not the reality that I'm creating. That is not the reality I'm leaning into. That is not how this is going. That is not how my life is going. That's not how I'm raising my kids. That's not how I'm speaking to my friends. That's not my reality. And that's it. That was fun. So if you found this episode really helpful, definitely leave a comment. Let me know what resonated with you the most. Let me know what part surprised you the most. Let me know if something within this episode pissed you off or felt triggering. Let me know over on Instagram how you're actually going to be implementing this. And you know what? Actually, I challenge you to go out and create a bold post today. Right now, actually. Since you just listened to this, I want you to either take a minute, go live, that thing that you've been thinking about that you're like, oh, this really pisses me off, or it makes me so sad, or I can't believe that people still believe this in 2025, or whatever year it is when you're listening to this. Like, whatever that big, bold belief is that you've probably been thinking about. Maybe it's been a repetitive thing for days, weeks, months, years that just keeps coming up, and you're like, oh, but I can't say that. Like, these other people can say it, but I can't be the one to say that. I dare you to go post it right now. Ideally live. Ideally you say it face to camera. Ideally you say this shit to people and you let them feel the potency and the power of your energy, of your words. And after you've done that, send me that post so I can go hype you up, so I can go love you up. Because I know it's not easy to do that. right after I recorded this in the Vibrant Year Mastermind, we had a little bit more conversation around how important it is to really neutralize our fear of other people's opinions, so that when we get trolls, when we get assholes commenting on our stuff, because it's not if, it's when. If you're being bold, if you're getting trolls, if you're getting people who disagree with you on social media, that means you're doing something right. If you're not getting that, that means you're being too bland, too vanilla. Everybody in the world agrees with you. Everybody in your world agrees with you. And it means you're not reaching as many people as you could be. So the more that you can really neutralize that fear around other people's opinions, the easier it's going to be for you to post these bold opinions over and over and over and over and over again, and just laugh at the comments. And just laugh at the wild shit that comes up that people bring in, like the crazy ways that people try to tie one thing to another to your post. You'll just be able to laugh at it and be like, wow, that was really creative. Cool. Thank you for boosting my engagement. Thank you for helping more people see my posts. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. This is fun. This is so much fun. And if you've loved this episode and you want to be part of deeper conversations like this, the Vibrant Year is where we're really going deep on your beliefs, your energy, and the structure of your business to make sure that in whatever way you're growing, it's actually going to be sustainable long term. And it's not just going to blow up and then fizzle out in 2 seconds. So definitely apply to join the Vibrant Year. There's a couple of other offers down below. I really, really hope to see you inside sometime.